Parliament TV, where we are bringing you live coverage of the Bougainville Parliament sitting. Thursday, 27th of March 2025, being the third day for the Parliament sitting. And we have the Speaker of Parliament just entering the chambers this morning. And viewers, this is where we will be joining our parliamentarians here in the Bougainville Parliament for the third day of sitting this morning.
Let's start with our Lord's Prayer again. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, as our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, now and forever. Amen. Honorable members, today being Thursday, in our standing orders, we have member statements until 11:30, and then at 11:30, if there's any ministers who wish to respond to the statements by members, that will bring us to 12, when we shall take lunch, and then come back at 2 p.m., when we have written questions for oral answers, if there are any questions submitted by members. And then following that, we will deal with I'll call upon any ministers who have ministerial statements. I think we have 3 or 4. Now, behind all this plan, we will go into some BCA matters before you may adjourn. Come back also BCA tomorrow. So, honorable members, it's member statements, and I'll call upon any members who wish to make their statements or grievances. Honorable member for BHOR.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me privilege. For giving a statement from me, supply statement, from the Parliament. The theme of my statement on this Parliament session is unity and solidarity. In saying this, I salute ABG, JSB team's recent stand in the independence of Bougainville by September 1st, 2027. It is time of our 5-year term when we hope to show the national government and our international community that we are ready. We have to sacrifice. We have to work around the clock. Mr. Speaker, independence ready benchmark for each constituency being presented in the session should be a testament that we are ready. Having said that, the onus is on each and every constituency to show commitment and hard work based on this benchmark. Collaborating with the department and other stakeholders is of the paramount importance. Mr. Speaker, BHOR constituency also has presentation of benchmarks, just like all other constituencies. In the economic sector, collaborating with the DOMA went smoothly, resulting in an exploration license to the BHOR joint venture. This project is well underway and promises to contribute immensely to the ABC, peasure and business community. Mr. Speaker, in law and order sector, BHOR will host Bougainville major correctional institution in the actual location. It was before. Phase 2, which is now construction. Phase is now being processed at the technical service, which will pave way for the construction to commence this year. I urge all stakeholders to work hand in hand to make sure of its completion before 2027. Mr. Speaker, scope of the other impact projects are in pipeline, moving at snail's pace due to concerned department not effectively following through due circumstances known only to them. Forestry project aligned to the climate change. The mitigation is one such project in my constituency. It has been sitting there at the finance for some time now. I would like the concerned stakeholders to make it is processed. Mr. Speaker, on the positive note, the current creation of new constituency by Bougainville Boundary Commission is a milestone for Bougainville. We look forward to the newest nation of the world comes 2027. My constituency is very thankful having received a new constituency, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with those encouraging highlights, I see light at the end of the tunnel. Let us all work in unity to achieve our age-old dream political independence. This concludes my short statement. Thank you very much. Executive government members and the fellow members of the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member. The Honourable Member for Kono.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to talk on some issue staff long constituency blomi on Kono. I'd like start one time. I'd like highlighting some or something staff long constituency. I'd like start one time this land. Constituency when we split in Salon Tribla constituencies. I'm like going to elections on this land. ABC general election by come up long July, start of July. Mr. Speaker, may like to call some since constituency blomi be split going Salon Tribla. Me like service was Bougainville Electoral Commission. Or start finish long work long all common role, all updates long common role on this land. Tribla constituencies from me. Now one more work on must work in before this Tribla constituencies going along election. Now at the same time, we talk long all Narbla constituencies too, so be split. You may hope for the same electoral commission and work long him. Plan all by this boundaries. Walk by only walking, but long constituency below me plan no this problem long boundaries. One is something electoral commission by walking long Tribla, Nibla constituencies by come up out of Kono constituency and Wisai constituency, Tonolei constituency, not Kono and yet, long common role. Mr. Speaker, me like to also me like electoral commission must work start now, because long especially long Wisai constituency by come up now. Yeah, you got plenty line or stop all long outside or stop long half. oli kisim all block long ground long wisai na oli stop. Blandi line em long on Narabla constituency, but he got blandi two and belong inside on Kono constituencies yet. So only must identify more whether all like stop long wisai na put in name or register them or you can vote long wisai constituency or only must go back long Kono na Tonole or is the line. So I think that some work start long electoral commission, he must work him. So me like electoral commission, he must start work on this July, I mean a long way. Narabla, Mr. Speaker, me like talk on this 1 million 2024, not 2025, and Mr. Tablo Finance. He asked them, maybe asking question long Finance Minister and been giving back him. But me like talk on them, maybe meeting one of the criteria finish now all papers. Long mibla submission long all programs long mibla go finish long all. Now me like all them because all this la constituency you know connote as all, but on our constituency so they come up in new constituency. Mibla must kisim all this la money before mibla go inside long the one constituency blow you me yet. Because time mibla go long constituency blow you me yet and by heart give him out all this something blah be working. So I know how to, but me work thing also. Me blah should kiss him now, so that also an example long constituency blow me. One is something in long Tonle, why only must kiss him. Now one is something in long Konno, only must kiss him. Now one is something in long Wisai constituency, or two only must kiss him. So me look on any time now, only must work him hurry up. Now me black kisim time me black no go long own way blow me black yet long or constituencies blow me black yet. So that's about this now. 1 million from 2024 now 1 million from 2025. Narabla, Mr. Speaker, since Community Government Minister start long answering our question me being asking me like talk out on this private members statement me like talk about them. Me like community government must look more on this law community government ward members long pay long all work like him. And last year April only been start long payroll or start like him all this pay long all. But coming up now, me also in constituency me got 37 wards and 74 members ward members. Me working out now me looking also. Out of this, 74 members, ward members, 26 long all, or no pay more yet. 48 or finish. So me like sabe what one is something come up now, no pay more yet because information we see long all, only meeting more the criteria long bank finish. Now only no work like so you know something long talk land long em. Me like that's all community government. You must find out why only no work like I suppose locate those sample hub. Or you must talk na all ward members, or you must kiss him this wages long all, or pay long all. And tablong him, we like talk long all, what recorders, Mr. Speaker. Inside of one constituency blow you me now, inside of one or the vote blow you me. You got all man or call him all vote recorders. Now long me it, long time me look na, me assess him all this work long all. Vote recorders or is a walking pick, walk. Now, what members are also work like him. So, me like also community government department, almost look long him. Now, upay new way don't put him all this what recorders, or must kiss him some kind pay or something or same. Last Mr. Speaker, me talk long all informal sectors or SMEs, na this me like also department for commerce, trade, and industry. And must work in some more something long make sure or some or must support him this or SME, especially long all informal sectors. Today you may look him planted line only hamamas long working market long all informal sectors. Planted line or market you me or main markets long central long Arawa, not too long buka, only work long walking, planting money, kissing money on this through this informal sector. So, me like also, me must got some control measures. Especially me will talk about this yes, or say me sabe, This is a freedom of movement established in Papua New Guinea. All line from Narabla province, only got right long come now working business long here. That's all. You me must think more people blow you me yet past them on Bougainville. Only got this is a good bad atmosphere long. Only can work in more informal or SMEs long all. Because some of the incident even come up. Now you miss our finish. Now we had in finish or same. You got online come to Narabla hub. Only work no strong or same this hub area and belong all. Now close to all make him heavy one time more local line blow you me or work long working more legal market belong all long informal sectors. So me like also commerce, working something, department working something, long this line make sure why we can allow him or same by only working this line informal sectors only must free, long working more SMEs belong all. One thing is thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member for Marquis. The Honourable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I know the cabinet is just coming in. The President, Honorable President, Ismail Toroma, cabinet ministers, members, department heads, and representatives of our valued development partners. I appreciate this opportunity to present a statement to this House. The purpose of the statement is to inform the House on the progress that my office as the Deputy Speaker and the South Bougainville women levels had accomplished in the preceding year. The statement also underscores the challenges that we have been encountering while supporting the Speaker in leading this Honorable House and also supporting our women in South Bougainville. Simultaneously, the statement further elaborates on the strategies that we believe should be undertaken to respond to the challenges and foster further advancement in our endeavors to perform the entrusted constitutional responsibilities. Let me hereby proceed with the statement. Work progress on programs or activities at the Deputy Speaker's level. Honorable House, my team at the Deputy Speaker level continues to work together with our parliamentary service in supporting the Speaker and serving the members of the House. In specific mention, with the support of our former clerk, late Robert Tapi, acting clerk, Mr. Peter Topura, and the members of the senior management team, I had relieved the Speaker for more than 6 months last year when he was away for medical reasons. In that period, and with the support of the Assistant Speaker, Honorable Charles Kakapetai, we chaired the second quarter and third quarter parliamentary sessions. Mr. Speaker, in 2024, our team at the BHOR Parliament also participated in few important external events. These include, number one, the 67th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference held on the 3rd to the 8th, from the 3rd to the 8th November 2024 in Sydney, Australia. Representing our Parliament as the member of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, or CPA in short, our team comprising myself, former late clerk Robert Tapi, acting clerk Peter Topura, and the SRC Secretary, Mr. Ignatius Hamal, attended this significant event, which was actually represented by 56 nations also. Participating mainly as an observer parliament, we were able to attend, or because only as an observer because our fees went in late. But we were able to attend a number of conferences and workshops held over the duration of the event. Secondly, the Pacific Speakers, Presiding Officers and Clerks Conference, which was hosted in New Zealand from the 27th to the 29th of November 2024. This conference was attended by the acting clerk and myself. Thirdly, the Joint Women Parliamentarians Caucus meeting, which was held on the 25th November 2024. From our Parliament, Honorable Geraldine Paul, Honorable Tionila Matbob, Honorable Caroline Paul, and Honorable Caroline Pauly, Honorable Amanda Masono, and myself participated in the caucus meeting. In the meeting with the PNG's female MPs and leaders representing different organizations, we jointly elaborated strategies through which we could implement policy reforms and systematic changes to promote women's representation in politics and leadership roles. Mr. Speaker, the two international events that our team attended were relevant primarily because of our membership to the CPA, but most importantly, as a developing small parliament, the events were great opportunities for us to get together with parliamentarians and leaders from other parts of the Pacific and the globe, network and learn from each other, and strengthen our partnership and collaborative efforts. Mr. Speaker, during my stand-in periods, our Parliament further facilitated the funeral program for the former National MP for Central Bougainville, late Honorable Father Simon Dumarino. Receiving the body of the late member from the PNG National Parliament on the 9th September 2024, our Parliament, with the support of ABG administration, took full responsibility and accorded necessary state protocols and respect all through till his final burial at Mabiri Ministry Cemetery on the 12th September 2024. Regarding this, I take this opportunity to acknowledge all the consolidated efforts and support from our Parliament, Office of the President, and the ABG administration in ensuring the program eventuate according to the schedule. Progress on programs activities, the South Bougainville Women's Member Level. Mr. Speaker, my office at the South Bougainville Women's Level remains committed to delivering its due responsibilities in supporting and enabling the women to respond to their socio-economic development needs and aspirations, aligning with our regional and national policies and priorities, especially those particularized under the ABG constituency-based independence readiness concept, Bougainville Integrated Sustainable Development Plan, or the BISDP 2023 to 2027, and the PNG National Government's MTDP-IV, we focus on undertaking programs and activities under the different government sectors aiming to generate socio-economic benefits to our women and their communities. Governance sector. Mr. Speaker, under governance sector, we set priorities in providing effective governance and leadership through adoption of systems and structures that would foster active mobilization of women and their resources for participating and embracing development. In this regard, we recognize the significance of engaging and working together with authorities and agencies in the communities, especially the community governments, Bougainville Women's Federation, or BWF, churches, and the civil society organizations. For example, our recent get-together in Arawa, Section 6, with all the 21 community government chairladies from the southern region was a milestone, for it further reaffirmed our engagements and work in togetherness. Economic sector. Mr. Speaker, under the economic sector, we focus on creating opportunities that would foster more women and youth engagement in viable and more acclimatized economic activities. We set priorities in fostering livestock rearing, food and cash crops cultivation, women's SMEs, and the establishment of revenue generation support facilities for the women. In actualizing our economic sector priorities, we undertake strategic actions, including provision of economic project support funds, project materials, equipment, and logistics support, and assistance towards women SME groups. Mr. Speaker, besides the support that we render to the women group economic activities, we had also made few remarkable accomplishments, including the establishment of the South Bougainville Women's Business Arm, known as the South Bougainville Women's Investment Holdings Limited, or SBWIHL for short, the establishment of the South Bougainville Women's Innovative Hub in Bougainville, and the new, some other little markets, including the new Milo Market House in Marquis constituency. Moreover, under the SBWIHL, we have further propositions to invest in medium-scale agriculture activities, especially rice farming and milling and abattoir operations. Mr. Speaker, with our economic investment arrangement and assets in place, and coupled with the actualization of our further investment proposal, we anticipate to realize significant increase in our women's revenue generation levels in the near future. Health and education sector. Mr. Speaker, under health and education sector, my office sets focus on improving the health and education for our women, young girls and children. Women and children are the main users of health services, and as such, we aim to contribute in improving rural-based health facilities and establishing WASH facilities in the adverse communities. Mr. Speaker, to date, we have supported maintenance work at the Monoitu Health Center, co-funded together with Honorable Member Folato, for which I wish to thank him on this floor this morning. The construction of a Bell Mama waiting house at Sovele Health Center, an initiative which I brought about after realizing the situations our mothers in Bana district usually encounter during their labor periods. My office is further supporting establishment of WASH facilities at our rural health facilities and communities, with quite a big water supply project being funded in Kuneka area in the Panguna mine affected lower tailings zone. In addition to the project's establishment, my office is further providing small financial supports to patients referred from South Bougainville to Buka General Hospital. Mr. Speaker, recent studies indicated that high illiteracy has been among the major impediments to women and girls' advancements in the region's social and economic space. In the endeavors to contribute in improving education or literacy rate, my office has been funding improvement works to elementary and primary school learning facilities. We have also been subsidizing school fees for girls, undertaking tertiary studies under TVET and technical colleges in Bougainville and other institutions in PNG. Social sector. Mr. Speaker, under the social development sector, my office focuses on promoting social well-being, inclusiveness, and protection of vulnerable citizens, including children, old age, and disabled. Our priority areas include youth engagement in sports, gender equality mainstreaming, women leaders capacity building, and protection of children and victims of domestic or socially related violence. Mr. Speaker, this year we have supported few safe houses, especially in Bana district, where the issues of socially related violence have been regularly victimizing women and children. In October of last year, we further contributed in sponsoring a youth team from Konno area who participated in the Korean Cup Taekwondo competition in Port Moresby. Mr. Speaker, supporting the Konno youth team was momentous, as it was for the first time after years of disconnection from the outside world that the youth from the said area were given the opportunity to participate in sports and get exposed to life outside of Konno area. Mr. Speaker, under social sector, we have been further supporting churches in regards to hosting their programs and also improving their church buildings. Recently, we had funded Mount Tabor Euphrates Church building at Sinkodo of Lato constituency, and Southwest Dinari in the trouble with their Fatima from Boleko Parish to Lautan in Torokina district. Transport sector. Mr. Speaker, under the transport sector, we aim to support women in the remotest parts of South Bougainville with affordable and appropriate medium of transport to ease their travel to and from main centers like Buka, Arawa, and Buin. So far, we had supported the women of Orawa Sari or the Lavelai group and Torokina districts with a boat 60 horsepower engine and 23-foot glass dinghy each. Today, I am contented to announce that these boats have been a big relief to our women in those remote areas. Many women are now able to get their products to local markets at lower freight charges, and also their children have been helped at the end of the year and beginning of each year to travel to and from school. Many women are my office is also hiring these boats for its visits into the remote areas. Remarkably, the boats given to the Lavelai group of women in the Orawasari Islands, it well served the SDA Church in the Lavelai area in its preparations and for the centenary celebrations towards the end of last year, 2024. It was reported that all the preparatory tasks were made possible because of our women's boat. Challenges. Mr. Speaker, the major challenges that we encounter, particularly in providing political oversight and delivering support to our women communities in South Bougainville, include: one, disorganization among many women communities. Relevant authorities on the ground have not been effective in strategically organizing women, their communities, and their resources. Consequently, many women communities miss out on support opportunities, becoming non-participants in the development processes. Secondly, community access limitations due to either absence or poor state of road and communication infrastructures. This impacts on the government to people linkages. Thirdly, the constraints in the financial resources continue to impede the implementation progress of many women's development initiatives. Delays in actual cash fund allocations to the constituency offices, further delays in materializing women's initiatives. Way forward, Mr. Speaker, is the way forward to overcome the challenges and attain further progresses in our efforts to support women of South Bougainville. This emphasizes and sets focus to effect the following. Firstly, encourage and assist women to strategically organize themselves into more interactive and administrative alliances for effective engagements with the government and other development partners. Secondly, effectively manage and use the scarcely available financial resource to maximize the level of expected outputs and outcomes. Thirdly, strengthen partnership with relevant development partners, including national MPs, aid donors, banks, NGOs, CSOs, church agencies, private sector, etc. The challenges of financial resource constraints could be addressed through shared budget efforts. For example, the high cost of improving community access infrastructures can be met through effective partnership and engagement with financial sources.
One member,
Fourthly,
you actually have gone
Okay.
beyond your time. If you can round it up.
yes. In my fourthly, we have from the 200,000, we have received the first 100,000, and that was invested into the new company that we had registered for the Bougainville, South Bougainville women. Conclusion. In conclusion, I wish to reiterate on the main points discussed precedingly. Mr. Speaker, my office, both at the Deputy Speaker and South Bougainville Women's level, remains committed to delivering due responsibilities, particularly in serving this parliamentary institution and also the women in South Bougainville. Despite challenges in preceding year, through our consolidated efforts, we were able to administer 2 quarterly parliament sessions and participated in few significant conferences, both in PNG and abroad. We also delivered few remarkable impact projects. All, in appreciating the level of accomplishment we made to date, I hereby acknowledge all the support from our valued partners, include ABG Departments of Finance, Economic Development, and Planning and Monitoring Unit, UNDP, and the other agencies. I thank you all and look forward to more collaboration in our further engagements. Really click time is up. Thank you. I present this statement to this House, and may God bless Bougainville.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. The Honorable Member for Tewa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, along this opportunity, along this private member's statement. Me too, me like contribute na kim sambra lik talk long or work come up na especially end of this term where you come up long first governance preparation. This one big work, especially one time community government. Okay, me hamamas long community government and working some work inside local community government level. But one big something is that parliamentarians only know go inside good yet one time community government. Me ask him also community government department and we must work in one policy where we sit down in good old member so that only come up I'll join one time community government na me look in this policy na me behind him. At the present this something and me stop so lo side me member me isa find him hard me isa got some conflicts na all this something and me come up namelo community government members na mipla. So this no governance issue na me like him also me harim community government secretary been working one presentation, I mean, looking this policy must come in place quick before next house. So all member, they put in place correctly. Some of the proportion is that constituency members all by come up chairman. Me like talk also. No, boss from me lawyer and president. Long community government and not entire government. So me like him also. Me you must go na sit down na look long all plan long all na walk one time all. That is where me sign up long him on this thing. Okay. Two, I'm interesting also time long. Term me play finish now. Na plenty all candidate, all staff na by all contest on display elections. Community government members. Me like him also. Obek and must set him standard. Belong all community government all resign one time. Amas time. Me like him also. Display must set so that you me put in good government blow you me. You me put in good all the people. Now only surveil on display law. No good. You me yet inside you me broken law blow elections. Now you me strong class all man lo public service. All must retire at certain time. Now all money come outside. But inside me like him. You me all Bougainville set him standard. Obek and must look him straight all the candidate. So that by any good play. By look professional conduct law community government members one time me to all constituency members. I think this me like him also long this time. Two, me like talk thank you long operations police to the constituency. Me am also law and order and me come up strong. Come up good as time to time me play that all weaknesses blood transportation long constituency, but me like talk also. Me work one time OIC police lo district na me good plan me looking or same and me working work me plan working attempts blow me plan long attend long district or geta na tupla community government and three me long governance me like talk thank you too long ABG Torah municipal government long putting separating one pla constituency go tupla Tewa and Rapo speaking people, na lo Keriaka talk place speaking people. Me like talk thank you, long this because all heavy and me have stop time me look out in Tupla community government. Now burden and me go down na me have a mass also. Tupla separate members by only now look out in this Tupla constituency. Me amas also boundaries commissioner and me work long all voter rolls na inviting me tomorrow long this meeting no have but me assuring me also voter roll long Keriaka and Tewa am intact because me got existing community government not as the others when by take time but me like to thank you long government on this economic activity me like to thank you too long Torah municipal government long funding and me give me come constituency development grant support allowance na 1 million kina economic development funding whereby me like isimiet me like talk thank you long economic activity me amamas also time me plan no got road weakness blow me plan em road na trucking service carrying capacity blow me plan and me itamblo na emipla work about good high cost and expenditure na got tools long work one time timber lo building infrastructure but me amamas also uliklik funding and me come and building all people today me amamas also ubuko ward one pla ward long kunwa all get I plan cacao they are highest selling cacao ward long kunwa tewa community government Pura ward, highest selling ward, long cacao, long career community government. All get the people here, only staff lo cacao today. And this Myanmar's lo independence ready effort where AG one time president na economic development, only been putting me yumi at the beginning of this term. You can remind that to statement where president and walk him na me talk na me bin look lo this statement na me talk you must strong lo economy time me no got road strong lo you me and stop lo economy today all man yok lo buy 60 horse 15 horse, double him, walk him house plong all, without members' help. Lick help me, give him, buy pipe. Close to me buying pipe. Me buying pipe lo Panguna, me buying pipe lo here, close to 70 cocoa fryer pipes where all people got today. Now me and also economic activity long tewa constituency and me come up strong through. Now one time this plan boy too and me stop existing cash crop lo here. You plan mas lo tewa constituency himself Salim boy now marry too. Na Bruce too, all Bruce people they are happy because Kariakam factory blockapis na kunwa and selling brother blockapis lo here. So learn to appreciate my constituency. It is growing, now it is contributing to Bougainville. But look after your health. Time you can get boy na simuk too. I'm not a plus side here. Make sure you appreciate him constituency blow me, I look out him health blow you too. Okay? All right. Thank you. Me like talk road works lo missing link 2-3 kilometers company working Prince Wybro. It is a quality work where only working long up compared to the road only working before long 1970 Eagle West Coast emi untap lo here only dig go inside now we put in all stone tamblon na untap and gravel. It is a quality work only working. One time this plan work me go, but he got hiccups where me long come up now. Me like talk, long all people blow me on this plap all same. Time you me looking development he go, you me open him heart blow you me lo lose him this development. Amas yes, you me need him road, now you me cry lo road. Make sure you must understand him that life blow you me, you got lick heavy long this road, life long all people, and me angamap long. One and something you claim him. You claim him road, you claim him one plap, we'll put him karanas, or rouse him or something, or cash crops will have you. Remember, think of that people. This you implement against people where it's the backside where only must benefit. Now you think in family blow you too. This road and stop go missing link. You remember it's making your way lo walking cacao blow you na activity blow you by go big plan. This plan way you nap karim cacao we come long boost time you know come up. But today all people blow me ting him. You stop lo this plan road. You must open him road now, you by easy. You don't have to go same before time, road to go point area now you go same. Now, and go straight long, ground where you miss have a plan him cacao. And talk me, long this missing link. But in a long time, I think next week I'm addressing some outstanding issues long this road. Me, like, talk thank you too, long government, long human resource. Human resource, I think they were constituency and one weakest contributing constituency in terms of human resource long Bougainville. You know, plenty of nurses, not teachers, long human resource blotewa. But today, me play long strong him this play and need independence ready. Me play strong long come up him especially teachers na all nurses. Me play talk also. Now me play mas he got all teachers na all nurses. Na true. Yes, one time helping all people, contribution all papa mama, na constituency member. I have at least 1 or 2 or 3 where only work now, long all health centers where all planners here all retire finish. And this plan come the right timing. And in my time, I think it's 2 or 3 or 5 biolikamab teachers, 5 biolikamab nurses, not as in the other times. Now me I must lo government long giving me money, lo support him. All this line here plenty, me kissing all only grade 2 drop out, me put him lo DODL, only pass now only go to teachers colleges. That's what I am doing because I'm a loser at all times. Now me got hope, lo fought, me got hope long DODL Unitech matriculation studies lo uchena. Kasole mi okle help me lo put him some teachers. One teacher lo me like report lo this blouse and me start long Cuthbert's Island. Now all people blow me complain. Hey, pull him teacher and me come. Back lo kurayo. Now me talk no God. Lose him and me stop. I'm saving Bougainville. That's why you me help him this place. You must contribute lo bigger picture. No can think on place. You think lo whole Bougainville. Time me working something, think Bougainville. Don't think about yourselves. So I think about human resource change where me like working. Me lama mas long today too long talk long legal funding 1 million me like talk strong true also me play mas kisim this plan money. One of outstanding and Mr. Government, you must give me this plan money on this plan time. Me like talk survey long all keyboard warriors na all this plan money survey talk replace also all get a member like 1 million. You must find him out good facts blow you now you talk. You come ask him straight or member. Don't go and give him straight information. You must be factual. You must come a professional people of Bougainville. Are people with facts, are people who are running through the story. Independent people, they are different thinkers. Bougainville, you must think differently. Your leadership. No can think or some street thinkers or some information about. Now me ask him today or some government, and me got outstanding one time me constituency members lo this time, 1 million, me like in this me play must kiss him, long legally have time. More than this plan, me play got outstanding too, long economic development department, me got 150,000, me no come yet, me sing out long economic development minister, me like him hurry up, me miss long last year, lo buy him cacao. Now no give him, now again, M2 now, close to now, na me must kiss him this plan money, na walk na prove him to you also, I can do it, time me no got road. No can put in plenty roadblock lo mipla. We need this money to move. So me must lo here also. I believe in my government. I believe in my president. We will make it. We will get independence. Time constituency and me work. And now I'm asked for independence by me come up strong. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Member. The Honourable Member for South Nasoy.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, lo give me time, lo contribute lo all issues of importance affecting our government. Me got some issues for me sharing one time government affecting my constituency. Now past time me got one black grievance lo presenting, one black grievance lo presenting from the region, all communities concerned, only looking at me as the chairman of the Central Regional Parliamentary Committee, the grievance concerning the Torah community long split law constituencies. So leaders belong all, only looking at me, I feel I'm duty bound, law presenting concerns belong all, law parliament. This issue has gone before this house, this parliament. So I feel by me careful through law, presenting concerns belong all law to the floor of this house. So I have a legally written statement by me presenting to the floor of this house concerning the grievances on the decision by ABT law on the splitting the Torah community law two constituencies. Mr. Speaker, the decision in question relates to the recommendation of the Bougainville Boundaries Commissioner, which resulted in the division of the existing BHOR constituency into two separate constituencies. BHOR constituency and Askopan Torah constituency. It is important to put on record that this decision has disproportionately affected the Torah people as a minority ethnic group. Despite actively participating in consultations and meetings convened by the Bougainville Boundaries Commissioner, the Torah people's voices and proposals for a separate constituency were disregarded. Their concerns were not incorporated into the final recommendations submitted to this Honorable House. This decision has effectively divided the Torah people. The newly created boundaries split villages and communities, placing Rorobana 1, 2, and 3 wards under Evo Tora constituency, while Tara and Vito wards have been placed in the Ascopan Tora constituency. This division has created uncertainty and disunity among the Tora people and is a matter of grave concern that must be addressed. Furthermore, the governance structure of the Tora people have been adversely affected. Under the current arrangement, these 5 wards fall under the Tora community government. However, the recommendations of the Boundaries Commissioner propose the abolition of both the Evo and Tora community governments, even though alternative recommendations suggested that if a separate constituency could not be granted, the Tora community government should be retained. This was not considered. The abolition of the Tora community government suppresses the Tora people's ability to participate in governance and decision-making processes. Therefore, I urge the government to reconsider this matter and introduce necessary amendments to accommodate for the concerns of the Tora people. Call to action. I call on the government to recognize the plight of the Tora people. The Evo Tora constituency extends from the eastern coast to the Crown Prince Range and beyond to the western coast. While the constituency has been divided, the people of Evo in the Paru-Paru and Abaipa areas will still have to travel to the eastern coast for services. This decision has not addressed the fundamental challenges facing the people. Recommendations for future considerations. Based on these factors, I'd like to recommend for future consideration the following actions. Re-evaluation of boundaries. The division of Evo Torau and Ascopan Tora constituencies should be reconsidered in future boundary reviews. The distinct identities of Evo, Ascopan, and Torau should be recognized by further splitting the constituencies as follows. Evo constituency comprising Evo on the east coast and Abaipa on the west coast. B. Ascopan constituency comprising Manetai and all villages on the eastern coast. C. Tora constituency comprising Rorobana 1, 2, 3, Tara and Vito wards. Amendments to the Community Government Act 2016. The Act should be amended to introduce provisions that allow minority groups split by constituency boundaries to form a single community government. For example, the Tora people from Rorobana 1, 2, and 3 in Evo Tora constituency and Tara and Vito wards in Ascopan Tora constituency should be allowed to govern themselves as one entity. Preservation of the Tora community government. The government should not abolish the Tora community government as recommended by the Bougainville Boundaries Commissioner. Instead, 2 community government areas should be considered. 1, Tora community government in Evo Tora constituency, Tora 2 community government in Ascopan Tora constituency. Or under the new constituency arrangement, the Tora community government should be re-established as follows. Tora community government remains in Ascopan Tora constituency, allowing for both Tora community government and Ascopan community governments to coexist within the Ascopan Tora constituency. Legislative amendments to unite the Tora people. Amendments to the Community Government Act should allow minority groups split by constituency boundaries to establish a unified community government, provided they share constituency boundaries. This amendment would enable the Torau community government to operate across Ewo Torau and Ascopan Torau constituencies, thereby preserving the unity of the Torau people. Laws are created by this Parliament, Mr. Speaker, to serve the people. It is the responsibility of this Honorable House to ensure that the rights and interests of minority groups are protected and that government decisions do not lead to their marginalization. I urge our government, this Parliament, to address, or future government, to address these grievances and take the necessary legislative and administrative measures to rectify the situation for the benefit of the Torau people. So, Mr. Speaker, this lamp concern presented to me by the all Torau leaders, one time Peter Kalasoy, so I compel to present their concerns to this Parliament. Now we got a little issues for constituency. Me like sharing. Mr. Speaker, people constituencies are planning rice, poultry, na livestock, na cacao, also honorable constituencies. So all these activities were going forward. We should look downstreaming on rice, downstreaming on poultry, downstreaming on cocoa. People only concerned because we're going into independence. So I think we have a good opportunity because we have a trade office in China. This kind of partners are people who can help us for helping people for downstreaming. So we encourage government, the ministry, economic service ministry, to look law, downstreaming long law, resources for people. They will be export commodities for our own consumption, not for export too. So I mean very important. My constituency, because people growing, now me have another constituency to one kind. So it's very critical, very important. We have this house, fifth house, you may start, but going forward, and now we need downstreaming. Low side law cocoa. Cocoa law is being exported by exporters out of Bougainville. Me people believe also, me people South Nations are growing cocoa. This cocoa, we should control it, the cocoa market. Now, government must back him some kind of arrangement where Bougainvilleans will actually own the entity to export this commodity, cacao and blue mipla. But there are others that are making money, millions. They're making 50 million profit, 100 million profit, and 200 million profit, according to a financial report last year of some of these exporters. So, some exporters here, he got the one exporter, I mean, it's owned by the top 10 shareholders, Bougainvilleans. Bougainvilleans are top 10 shareholders of one of these cocoa exporters. So, one black thing, you me, government, you me, total one time this exporter, and we actually take over the cocoa export sector. Cocoa export sector. Vice President one time, one black team, also got me, mi black Rabaul, na mi black having discussion one time Akmak, me no favor him Akmak, but me making comment because one black couple tinting, Vice President will come up him, na mi black talk. Now Akmak he talk, Bougainville division is already created. It's already created. Suppose you play ready one time, put in money, now you can take over the export division from cacao. Me no favor him Akmak, me oko commenting one black couple exercise that government will make him. Now me like you may follow that path, and we can be, you can monopolize him. Let's not be afraid to nationalize export of cacao. The call is in our hand. And commodity blow mipla. And we should, you may not important to make him decision, to reduce some exporters to 1 or 2, owned by Bougainvilleans, owning equity, business interest into it, and by Kutpla. Before the crisis, we had these cooperatives, Bougainville Marketing Cooperative, and being cut monopoly, the export of cacao. That's why the cooperatives, all get up, Bougainville even thrive. Now today, this market is competition come inside. That's why me believe also no matter how we try cooperatives, you may not compete. Because strong multinationals you control the market of cacao yet. So me like you may ban him, some of these exporters. Who started to get Bougainvillean ownership, you must ban him. Me no for it, and we must be strong nationalistic, stand up on behalf of our people, for the benefit of our people, and let's make some decisions. Let's make some decisions to side block cacao. And into processing, downstreaming.
Honorable member, you're not finishing Dr. Bloy because time Bloy you finish. Just.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I got plenty of story, but time blow me so altogether. But thank you, Mr. Speaker. Community government, can you give me 2 minutes, please? Law community government, blow me. I have ward members that we try best to work, but there are issues. The Department of Community Government, me like you step up, visiting community governments, pay belong all, or work belong all. Me or thing awesome, we must set him criteria law, Community Government Act, long law selection law ward members, so that we actually ward people only can operate in computer, laptop, write correspondence. This like I can do some plans. In that way, by me improving capacity of community government management. I can plan the grade 12, now grade 10, levers, stop around the palace. So, any big plan area, we need to improve the functions. Last plus speaker is funding me. I want to make this unpopular comment now. Why plan one below me? Development grant, me feel awesome, you should buy me community government. Why should we be afraid of controlling that money? By community government, we give them that opportunity to manage it. Only making mistake, it's part of the journey, part of the show. Because me go behind him passing the national government, where leaders are controlling big plan money. I mean, awesome. Resources and funds should be controlled by the administration. So, let's not follow the Papua New Guinea path. Going forward, let's be different. We must trust our structures, lower level government and community government level. Community governments are our lower level governments. They should be funded directly. So suppose me come back next time, me by moving motion, development grant by community government.
Honorable member, was you talk more, but you still in time, honorable member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And in it law standing orders, or minister who sat responsible long law comments law ministry belong all. Only got this opportunity too long. Back him all talk law members. Suppose that minister is enough, we can still mark him all members law backside. But I give this opportunity to the ministers. Minister belong community government. Honorable Minister for Community Government.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Long. All grievances were all members of the House, making especially regarding Malay
Point
issues.
of order, Mr. Speaker. Meeting also,
Member for Lato. Baba.
Meeting also, Mr. Speaker. I think Minister can respond, Lord. After me finish all private member statements, I think there's a lot of issues that might be raised. And I think having her stand now, na biyanin by Sanap Ken, also let me raise Mr. Point of order. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I know exactly what you are saying. It's not a point of order because the standing orders actually provide for ministers at 11:30 to respond to some of the grievances, statements made by the members. So I can actually state that no point of order. Honorable Minister of Community Government.
Me rouse him this point of order, and me talk. I think me request. I think me rephrase him statement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Baba. The Honorable Minister, please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There were certain issues that were raised, but unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, I have been stopped long all narapla all statements that only been making earlier. But while I have the floor, the written question yesterday as well for oral response from my end will also be catered for in this response. So the first request that came out in the grievances debate on the floor was really on a policy on bridging the relationship between community government. While my department is working on, firstly, the review of the Community Government Act 2016, there are many other areas that are going to be also covered in there. Unfortunately, I don't think I will have the time to present the ministerial statement, but one thing for sure that me likely bringing out clarity from my office is the fact that community government, one time ABG as a first-tier government, there are two separate authorities. And in the language that you may or politician is about bringing out, as in to say that the second-tier government, which is a separate authority, to be reliant for survival on the first, is something that me looking also, if you me making policy lo disla, a very massive resource owning authority is to be dependent on a first-tier government that depends on tax for survival is something that me looking also, we need to really have a bit of adjustment when it comes to language, because we might be able to implicate, like me advise the department, that if we are going to do policy on that front, we're going to be making an authority not to have power to exercise when it comes to generating revenue, because the community government, let me give him power. The community government, long collecting tax. Na time you me work lot okay more right me like look out you yet all of this, what happens to all the projects that we are putting on the ground to enable our second-tier government or the authority on the ground to collect tax for sustainability and wealth creation. So that's just one correction that I'd like to make on the floor. The other thing is, time you may have been putting Community Government Act 2016, which later on, when the gap was realized, that I got a directive from the President's office to look into reviewing na senisim sample certain provision inside long law. You may look long community government managers. They are the administrative function of community government. Now, one of the biggest issues that MIPLA got law operationalizing 2016 Community Government Act is you make all community government managers, so I slip one kind also all get a man marry, and they don't work. They only know are making sure that there is tax collection, although department you already give him all tools, but making sure tax is generated. And I am working currently on a fourth directive to ensure that suppose community government you not generating revenue, the Finance and Treasury Department must now stop funding projects in the constituencies because we're not getting the second-tier government to generate as per the law. The other thing also, law side law, where governance law business is concerned, what the department is working on right now through long all urban authorities, Blomipla, Mr. Speaker, is to work on movement policy. Law ensuring also growth belong all downstreaming or activity work law happen inside of Bougainville. Because one problem or something when we play work law looking, there is so much coming into Bougainville, and there is economic flight happening, where big plan money, where I really appreciate the former finance minister, Lodisla, where me been bringing him up long time, where there is a lot of financial leakages happening inside Bougainville. So we're trying to ensure that that is also covered under the review of the law. On the front belong issue where member belong South Nation, chairman of the Central Parliamentary Committee, you raise him. Law side law boundaries. We know very well, I think last year, the first quarter statement when we been making, we been talk long boundaries, law where community government na jurisdiction is concerned. And boundaries, I got, you know, whenever we're drawing boundaries, it also takes into consideration ethnicity, language, na cultural identity. But in the case belong Tora, we may been got big plabagara plongem, so that is the whole reason why there are constituency members who are asking for when the department will by me play gazette him or new community government will give him effect on new community constituencies. It's supposed to have been done last week, but me like lo holy moly click because I'd like to get an understanding on what is the longer implication that we will have if we're able to gazette all that without considering all of this, because we already see that IGA complaint even come out. It came out on media as well. So Mioklo trying to look, we have actually this week or next week really, to finalize the gazette all law, new community governments to give weight long on new constituencies where we come along. And we also minister, we are conscious long all implications. But the most important thing when it comes to all of these is the fact that we need to ensure that me by needing all of government approach, and I am going to issue by Monday a new directive to ensure that we look into community governments generating revenue. We have all the policies, all the standards that is needed for community governments to generate their revenue. But Mr. Speaker, I see that where policies are concerned, the department and the overall government is ready. But I guess you may just need him probably a bit of education element, and that's probably where I will need the minister to use his teachers to start educating people that citizenship is not free. And this is the third time I'm saying this same statement on the floor. You may look, new community government come inside, but you may need look too. New constituency members, Mr. Speaker, but you may talk long, all two must go inside long payroll. Side long payroll, long remaining line, like I said, I will not hide this, but this was a pango politics that you may inherit him, and even the old minister of community government shouldered it, and then it came down to me, the money that you may use him, pay more community governments or ward leaders, it was a politically committed money, which did not follow the budgetary process. Making sure that it is made permanent, that all I must play start by going inside long and begging the national government to keep paying for all of these new, the remaining community government or the ward leaders is something that I will not be able to do when I know that my community governments are viable to generate internal revenue, and thus the directive will be coming soon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Nogat Narpla, Minister. So, okay, Megan Makim, member for Baba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me quickly make him some points before me sit down. Firstly, just on behalf of constituency law Baba, I'd like to thank you for support where community government and we continue to give him Department of Community Government, including all NARPLA departments where we work on them. Yesterday, I think I mentioned sectoral responsibility. I think we talked a little about some challenges where people face him, the community government. But me like to thank you, Mr. Speaker, the support where community government department you will continue to give him. I think I have some suggestions Well, me like make him in terms of what I've seen so far in operation of the community government. Now, Baba, we had a big challenge prior to this house in terms of establishing governance or constituency. We had big problems, but with the support of the community government, bringing in a really good community government manager, and again, acknowledging support from the development partners in providing facilities and infrastructure or constituency, people able to house him community government this la work belong straight in governance or constituency I'm going to start. But Mr. Speaker, I'm this la working I mean on bla work below one house tasole. I'm by taking more than this house to actually start to resolve all these issues. One big problem or challenge me looking because what we've done in Baba is we've tried to support the community government to plan and budget on their own, give them some level of autonomy by delivering the grants directly to the community governments. So plenty of programs, local constituency, plenty line local constituency, all no looking me go give him check lol man, give him money. But politics blow before I'm also a member go give him or something lohana. This is not to say that it's not a good way to do delivery from all members, and me relating local constituency blow me. With due respect, Narapla constituency is just got own program blown na way only deliver. So the constituency, there's a lot of programs that community government is delivering, but because perception will man and by taking time to change. When the community government is delivering, only still finding member yet. Because all expecting member will give him check. But community government rightly is the executing arm. People, all members. Now, me talk thank you long. Appointment of community government manager. I'm one good community government manager. We've had a really good relationship working with them. But I think, Mr. Speaker, me got all challenges yet. One of the biggest challenges am side blown ward members. I've seen a lot of training that's happened, particularly targeting the administration. Community government manager this week too, staff on law and justice training. One time vice chairman, all staff lo Arawa. I think all Narapla managers too around the constituencies, all staff too lo Islahap. I think probably this week will finish. But the biggest challenge lo Mipla is at the ward level, all ward members. While Mipla lo deliver lo Isla house, one of the biggest realizations when we come up to Isla, and capability and capacity belong all ward members lo support in planning and development lo level belong all. Planti oliksim salary na oli silip to. Oliksim salary na oli silip to. I think this is the issue we've been raising to what impact that's gonna bring. Sampla because oliksim pay all no more come lo meeting sampla time only because a long time ago, a while back, not a long time ago, a short while ago, the requirement to get an allowance was your presence in a meeting. Na suppose you no come to meeting, you no some allowance. But now because all look sim pay, plenty only go sleep now. Na meeting also it must got big work where department in make him. Think lo train him all. One of the other problems me look him lo steering committees. Now the steering committees, one word or using lo place and also mibla or informal. We don't pay them. We do try to make allowance for steering committees to get some kind of allowance from the grants. Only can support him all community governments, ward members belong all. But the steering committees are very critical to the community government. And all this line all supporting member now, make him all planning, consultation, communities, that in all wards belong all. But plenty of ward steering committees, yeah, and now only no function more. Plenty only looking more same this word only Mipla informal. We don't get support from the government. So I think that's an area that Mipla must look long. Now but something. Milak talk Mr. Speaker, and this is based on the Baba experience, is by now, and I acknowledge the members, the ministers' mention of review. Miharam's word review na all this kind something. I think by now we should have assessed and reviewed efficiency and effectiveness, but it's like act there. You may be passing law 2016. I believe, Mr. Speaker, that you got redundancy here. inside lo this lahap, lo membership lo wards. There is a redundancy. This la duplication tupla ya man meria. I think that is a redundancy. Me suggest him also, Mr. Speaker, me need lo amend him this la act. Na me play bring him more Mary, maybe representation like what we've done here. Because it's like Narapla city, one fine day, women are going to realize that other seat or man run lemia, me platu can run. And one fine day, but you got all Mary tasol run in la committee government. And I think women have been given two options in this Isla Act. One blame lo run lo open seat, Narapla ya. Na Narapla lo this la women's reserve seat inside the community government. And I think lo how me looking community government me run. This la redundancy me plan need lo straighten. And me not necessary lo me plagat tupla member lo all get award. We can have representation of women. And women can run for that other seat. Em seat em blong all man Mary wanten. Na me suggest him sla amendment lo this la. Narapla, Mr. Speaker, me like tok long em. Em all inspectors lo community governments. No got report all geta. Lo me, lo bana. Minusa lo Narapla constituency lo baba. I've not cited one report from the community government inspector inside lo bana. This law inspector or critical threat. Lo talking people leaders, how community government effectively work now. Talking people suggestions, one more way forward. Come up with solutions to issues that we have with community governments. This are line I will sit down and pay nothing. These inspectors need to work. We're talking about school inspectors, but all community government inspectors are very critical. Mr. Speaker, one time this law, me like raise him Narapla issue again. Police minister, me like raise him issue of police. Me talk thank you. Long all discussions when me continue logat on them commissioner na one time you yet. Lo establish him Southwest Command, lo Bougainville. And one good progress. But me worry it as all. Lo Bana police station yeah. Now I'm seeing down nothing. No got progress. That was the first pilot. And first pilot now I'm go backside through. I think that needs to be resolved. Now, Mr. Speaker, through you, me ask him, police minister lo look through lo responsible Bana police too. Recently, me got a sorcery related issue lo Baba, but me talk thank you na be acknowledge mo ex-combatants lo hurry up through. Hurry up through lo go on a containing situation. Now request lo police ya, lo Bana. You no got response. So I had to call the commander for South to make sure that one unit am deployed from South. Kisimo police, sampla police lo buin siwa na lo Bana. Kisimo line lo Bana again, go lo this lahap. Me talk thank you lo response lo commander lo South lo this response. But I'm quite disappointed in the way Bana police yet only respond lo this la issue. I think that's the reason why sampla tensions is escalate. Me pla lukum lo bolave, me pla lukum lo lato tu em come up. All this situation may escalate. Mr. Speaker, this point me like raising. Narapla issue me like raising, Mr. Speaker. Baba got big plus state land threat. And we had a letter to the lands department 2 years ago under a different minister. Lo me thing also one important something, and I acknowledge the point raised by Minister stated that ground. And one important enabler to economic activity. Now, Lobama, we had a request for scoping state land lohab. Now even repurposing sample all this ground so that community government can hold him title lo sample all this ground. So that community government can generate revenue too through all this lohab ground. Now, I think this is very important for us. I think for revenue raising. And this is something that meeting also me plan need lo continue lo work on the lands department lo progress him. Me like talk thank you lo health minister for discussions that we've continued to have. And this is an ABG program. Me I want them Secretary Blue long issue long Southwest Hospital. Now me like acknowledge him this time talk right lo landowners in terms of having this development mass progress. This is not an overnight thing, and might come up probably in the next house or the following house. But these are issues that have been discussed. Me like also raising this another point, lo BEC decision that happened in 2022. Now this Emi one decision where me come back to emergency infrastructure that would serve in times of emergency. Now, this law Boko airstrip. One BC edition that was passed in 2022 looked at key airstrips around Bougainville that would be looked at for redevelopment. Now, meeting also the minister responsible, I think we need to progress these decisions. Some of these decisions that are made at the cabinet level are targeted to certain constituencies where we play Puttimol ABG programs to enable our readiness for independence. Mr. Speaker, make up the last talk. You're about to signal me to sit down, so I'll make this my last. One plan is issues me like talk long again ang the sectoral responsibilities. Lo side lo road inside our constituency blomi. Me plagat road one plan that has had funding since 2023. That is a road me like emphasizing because it's a road that is subject to the realignment program. That is like PK Lopere Road. Since 2023 we've had money for that road. And I don't see any excuse why this road wouldn't have been tendered back then. Mr. Speaker, Mira seems like issue because some roads inside the constituency are very highly politicized also. Mika Dombla Road inside the constituency, where Pango and Mito Gamba Street in Bisa Road, long time yet. And this is one of the reasons why time lo campaign, me no even talk roads, because these are sectoral issues, the sectoral responsibilities. Now, Wambla Road is a road highly politicized. But me talk thank you, we've communicated with technical services. Lo sale Wambla team lo scoping this road, want them support the community government. But I think these sectoral issues impact straight progress or constituencies. Now, me like raising again this while we have had good progress, consultation, ministers are very facilitating in terms of discussions. I think the practicalization of these programs, this is very important for the constituency. Once again, Mr. Speaker, me talk thank you, law. You give me the opportunity, law. Make him legally talk. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members, it's lunchtime. Me suspend. Now come back long 2 p.m. this afternoon. Honorable members, I suspend the sitting until 2 p.m. this afternoon.
And you have it, that was the third day of Bougainville Parliament sitting, brought to you live by Bougainville Parliament TV. Today being Thursday, the 27th of March, 2025. Now, like we mentioned, this is the third day of the ABG Parliament sitting that began on Tuesday, the 24th of March. Yesterday was the second day of the sitting, and today is the third day of the ABG Parliament sitting. And just before we wrap up for the morning, to all our viewers that are watching across Papua New Guinea, other countries of the world, and here in Bougainville, thank you so much for tuning into the YouTube and watching us live. If you've just joined us, we welcome you on board. The speaker has just adjourned the sitting for lunch, and they will be joining us back at 2 p.m. Bougainville Standard Time. But before we break off, just want to have a recap of what was discussed this morning at the sitting. This morning we had the private member statements. This is the opportunity given to open members or ordinary members to give their statements of work in progress within their constituencies. And we had in the likes of Member for Evo Torau, Honorable Lawrence Sirapui, had given his statement, as well as member for Kono, Honorable Willie Marcio, had given his statement as well. We had member for South Nasioi, Honorable Justin Borja. He had given his statement, and Deputy Speaker and member for Women in South Bougainville, Honorable Teresa Kaitavara, had also given her statement as well. And Honorable Charles Kakapetai, member for Tewa, and who is also the Assistant Speaker of Parliament. So these were the members that had given their statements as ordinary members, and also Deputy Speaker and Assistant Speaker. Also in this session, we had the Minister for Community Government responding to some questions or queries that were raised by the members of Parliament. And just before we finished, we had the member for Baba, Honorable Emmanuel Carlos Kaitavara, giving his statement there and some of the issues or concerns within his constituency. So this was the session that we had this morning, being Thursday, the 27th of March, 2025. And we just have a recap of what happened, or the sessions that had taken place yesterday. Yesterday in the morning, we were able to have, in the morning session, we had the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and Independence Mission Implementation, Honorable Ezekiel Massat, who presented his statement, and he mentioned the Bougainville leaders stand for independence, explaining also the legal ways for Bougainville to follow to get independence, apart from the ratification. And these processes he mentioned included achieving Bougainville's independence through the constitution making process, and also the independence through independence, achieving independence through national lobbying, international lobbying. Yeah, so these were statements, or these were some of the things mentioned by the Minister for Justice and Independence Mission, Honorable Ezekiel Massat. So these were some of the things mentioned by the Minister for Justice and Independence Mission Implementation. And also in his statement, he mentioned that in this Parliament session this week, they will be establishing the Constituent Assembly. Okay, so the Constituent Assembly will be established in one of the sessions this week, and hopefully this will be happening this afternoon, probably after lunch. In the afternoon part of the session, we might be having the motion for the Constituent Assembly will be mentioned in the afternoon session today, and the swearing in of the Constituent Assembly members will be hopefully will be done tomorrow. So that's just a wrap up of Attorney General's statement that was mentioned in yesterday's sitting in the morning part of the session. And also happened yesterday afternoon, we had the Minister for Commerce, Trade and Economic Development, who is also the Vice President, Honorable Patrick Nisira, was able to present his ministerial statement. In his statement, he highlighted some of the key policies that his ministry was able to achieve during his term in Parliament, and also highlighted some policies that are still being worked on within the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Economic Development. Also, yesterday afternoon, the Parliament was able to debate on President Ismail Tarawama's statement, and as well as the Attorney General's statement and the Vice Minister's statement during the Parliament session yesterday afternoon. So that was what happened on day number 2, yesterday, Wednesday, 26th of March, 2025. This morning, like I mentioned earlier, we had the open members, private members' statements that were presented. Currently, the House has been suspended for lunch, and we should be joining you at 2 p.m. Bougainville Standard Time. So until then, thank you so much for being part of the live session this morning of the ABG Parliament sitting, and we look forward to joining you at 2 p.m. Bougainville Standard Time. For those who are commenting and texting into the